Hello world, welcome to my sixth tutorial of solving problems with programming. This tutorial is about the sixth call onto functions, and I just want to display a quick error that I had to face in doing this program. So we are now in this week WSQ5 onto functions, and what we are going to do is see this picture, and after that we are going to see the task. And what I did is do the WSQ1 from with numbers again. But this time I wrote a function for each calculation. Each function should define two parameters, in this example of int, and return the correct value as an integer as well, which I did. Your main program needs to ask the user for the input and then call each function to calculate the answer for each of the parts, which I did. So let's get down to business and see the code. We have the in main, that is the beginning of the program. Then we have like the previous video that I published, the WSQ1, we have to declare decimal variables or float. I make the sum, the difference, and the product in a float way, so the user can put decimal numbers, but in the integer and in the division doesn't matter. So we have declared the decimal variables, and in we have declared the whole or integer variables, which I have 3 decimal and 4 int for the division. Then we have a cout, that is a command out data in front of text to tell the user give me one first number. Then we have an input sin a, that is this command allows enter data for inputs. In this case, this enter the value a, and I put the flag that like the previous one. This command allows giving the value of the declared decimal variable a to the declared whole variable e. It converts one kind of decimal numeric value to an integer value. So then we have another message to the user, that is another text, and it says that give me 1 second number. After that, we put another entry that will be the other number. This command allows enter the data for inputs. In this case, this enters the value of variable b, and then we put another flag, that is the command. This command allows giving the value of the declared decimal variable b to the declared whole variable f or integer. It converts one kind of decimal numeric value to a whole variable or integer. Then we have this assignation c assigned to summa parentheses a comma b comma c close parentheses, and this assignation helps to call the function that is called summa, and to make the task of the sum of value of the numbers with the help of the variable float c, which I declare in this main function. So mastery 6 and mastery 7. So with this assignment, I call the function summa. I have the beginning, and then as you can see, we create a float, this kind of function. That is called summa, to make the sum of numbers in a float way, and this is the structure of a function where you have subroutines in order to make different tasks. In this case, we have a float function with the name summa, and we float parameters a, b, c in order to have float results inside this function. So we have the type of the function, the declaration, and the parameters. And then we have an operation inside of this function, that this is a map operation between a and b, and it stands for adding those values and saving in a float variable c. Then we have the return c. With this command, you return the value of the previous operation of summa function inside of the variable float c in order to call it in the main function. So at first we have the beginning of the program, we have our inputs, and then we have the call of the function. So after calling this function, goes with this function upwards, and makes this operation C A plus B, and then returns the value in C in order to call it later in the main function. So with this command, saves the value of the previous operation made in this function. So I can it's very helpful to say in this function saves a common value that I can call it later whenever I want. So okay, after calling this function, I'm going to call the function again to give me what the value gave the function, the previous function, and I put it in combined with this text. In this step, we show the authentic output, the value entered of A, of B, and C in the terminal interface mastery topic 4. And in this C, we have the value of the function, or the previous function, or the summa function. Then we have another call. This assignation helps to call the function of subtraction to make the task of subtract the value of the numbers with the help of variable float C, mastery topic 6 and 7. Then we have the program is now going to this function, float subtraction. This is the structure of a function where you have routines in order to make different tasks. In this case, we have a float function with the name subtraction and with float parameters A, B, C in order to have float results inside this function. Then we have this is a math operation between A and B, and it starts for the difference between those values and save it in float variable C. Then we have another return that is a C. With this command, you return the value of the previous operation of subtraction function inside of the variable float C in order to call it in the main function. So after save the value of this function, I can call it whenever I want in my main function. So after that, after calling the subtraction function, I put a text and I put the value of the previous or last function made or function call, that is C. In this test, we show the output of the value entered of A, B, C in the terminal interface mastery topic 4. Then we have another assignation that is C assignment product ABC. This assignation helps to call the function of product to make the task of multiply the value of the numbers with the help variable float C, mastery topic 6 and 7. Then we have to go in the product function, and then we have this a structure where we can find a function where you have subroutines in order to make different tasks. In this case, we have a float function with the name product, this one, and we float parameters A, B, C in order to have float results inside this function. After that, we have our operation, that is a math operation between A and B, and stands for take the product between those values and save it in float variable C. Then we have a return scene, that is with this command you return the value of the previous operation of the product function inside of the variable float C in order to call it later in the main function whenever I want. So after call it in the main function, that is here, we have another text to tell the user the product of the numbers you put are A, that you put it at first, times B, and the value of the previous function called C, and in this state we should obtain the output of that values. After that, after showing the sum, the difference, and the product, we make the division. The division we have to be an int function or integer function, and I call division. I have a assignation, that is, this assignation helps to call the function of division to make the task of division the value of the numbers with the help of variable int or integer d. This is mastery topic 6 and 7. Then outwards I have the other function that is division, and it's an in division. This is the structure of a function where you have subroutines in order to make different tasks. In this case, we have an int function with the name division, and it's int, and with the parameters a, b, d, in order to have int results inside this function. Inside of this function, when it is called, we have an operation that is a math operation between a and b, and it stands for take the division between those values and save it in whole variable or integer variable d. After that, we have a return, and in this case, it's not c, is d, because I have a d variable that is int inside of this function. With this command, you return the value of the previous operations of division function inside of the variable in d in order to call it in the main function. So after that, we have in the main that we have after call it, this assignation helps to call the function of division to make the task of division the value of the numbers with the help of variable in d. And then we have the text to tell the user that the integer-based division of the two numbers, so no decimal point, will be the number d, the value of the last function called. And this is command out there inside of text with the value, and we show the output of the value entered d in the terminal interface. After that, we have another assignment to the other function to take the remainder of the numbers that were given by the user, and this assignation helps to call the function of reminder to reminder I put it, and to make the task of reminder the value of the numbers with the help of variable in g. And this is mastery topic 6 and 7. So this assignation calls the function upwards, where is an in function. We can see it right here. This is the structure of the function where you have subroutines in order to make different tasks. In this case, we have an in function with the name reminder, and with int parameters a, b, d in order to have int results inside this function. So inside of this function, we have a operation, a math operation between e and f, and it stands for take the remainder of integer division of the two numbers between those values and save it in an integer variable g. After that, we have the return g, that is, with this command, you return the value of the previous operations of remainder function inside of the variable in g in order to call it in the main function. So after call it in the main function that I talk previous one, we have a text and the value of the remainder of the last function call. And in this text, we show that the output of the value entered g in the terminal interface. So the problem that I had at first was the declaration of a function, where, for example, I had here in the return command I had c instead of d, and the program showed me an error. So that's the only error that I had to face in doing this program. So I'm going to run it to explain all that I said before. That is a little long, so let's go down to business. I open the Ubuntu software. Then I'm going to tell the Ubuntu where I have saved my file. I have already saved my file. So I will remember cd space slash mmt, that is mount slash c slash users slash faco, that is my number of user, slash downloads, that is the file where I have the file of the WSKey5. Put enter, and then g++ WSKey5.cpp is going to compile it. Then I put now it's time to run it, point/a point out. So give me one first number, 7. Give me one second number, 2. There you go. We have all the tasks to call it. We have 7 plus 2, 9. 7 minus 2, 5. 7 times 2, 14. We have the integer base division of the two numbers, that is 3, because it will be 3.5, but just in the program just we show the whole, we don't show the decimal point, and the remainder is 2. So 7 and the remainder is 1. So that's it. We achieved this WSQ, but the difference is we have another kind of function to make different tasks, and this will be very helpful for the future. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.